Marias! Welcome back to my channel. Today is already the 4th episode of our Funda Friday series, Season 3. If you are new to this channel, Funda Friday series is wherein I normally select a specific brand of foundation, may it be local, drugstore, or high-end, and share with you my full thoughts, review, demo, and an 8-hour wear test. And for today's episode, the foundation that we will be featuring is none other than Mary Kay's Matte 3D Foundation.
Maria, 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 Maria.
Yes, that is right. Another Mary Kay foundation is what will be featured for today's episode. So if you're not familiar with Mary Kay is a direct selling brand that is US based, and it's quite similar to Avon because they also have their own skincare and makeup line. So yun nga po yung ating i-review ngayon. Ito yung kanyang itsura. It's Mary Kay Timewise Matte 3D Foundation. If last week's episode is all about dry skin and also matured skin, this time balik tayo sa combination to oily skin type. This foundation retails at 879 pesos. Again, similar to the last week's foundation. However, this one has a better shade range because it has 6 instead of 4 na meron yung luminous wear nila. And this one is available both in Shopee and Lazada, and of course with their Mary Kay consultants. The packaging is a tube type. It's a typical 30 ml content, and this one also does not come with a pump. So that being said, it's already a negative point for me kasi nga I like having pumps on my foundation. It's easier to dispense and it's more hygienic. So etong ang shade ko is 150 or W150. This is the second to the lightest shade. There's one more shade lighter than this. My shade reference is NC25. So if you're on 15 to 20, then you might want to get the 130. It only looks lighter right now because hindi ako naglagay na kahit anong foundation on my neck. I don't do that when I'm reviewing kasi I'm wearing white. I'm trying to wear white most of the time para mas focus yung ang foundation as the feature for the video. And even if I'm not putting foundation, it's not that much different. It just so happen na mainit kasi dahil patay ang aircon at medyo pinapawisan na yung neck area ko. But if you're gonna check, it's quite similar naman. So I'm really a 150. Meron silang 4 na morena shade, beige 100, beige C130, beige W150, and bronze. So mas marami-rami yung morena shades nito compared sa fairer shades nila. The formulation, it is with dimeticone. However, it also comes with niacinamide, and this is oil-free. It comes with a box. Ito yung box niya. Pareho din sila no illuminating foundation. Pareho yung itsura, and pareho din silang oil-free. So, this is how the texture looks like. Huwag na nating damihan. Sayang naman. Ayan. Medyo runny siya and easy to blend. Okay, you have enough time to blend it all over your face. I actually have combination skin. I have oily nose, the rest are normal, but I have some dry patches. And since it's been more than 2 weeks nung natapos akong mag-rejuvenate, meron pa akong mga dry patches. And it was actually emphasized by this foundation, which is why it's important that you only buy this foundation if you have combination to oily skin. So far, I'm loving this foundation kasi super plakado, super flawless, and super matte niya. Ayan, kung nakikita nyo right now is 4:20. So it's almost 2 hours that I have it on my face. But we will see within the rest of the day if this will be a long-lasting foundation as it claims. So with that being said, let's proceed with the demonstration. Application. Kung bago ka sa channel ko, you might not be aware of that when I'm applying foundation, one side of my face may primer and brush yung gagamitin kong applicator. At the same time, isaset natin siya ng mild or slightly baking. However, on the other side of my face, ang gagawin ko lang ay kung paano ko usually ina-apply ang foundation sa aking face kung saan hindi ako nagpa-primer, sponge yung gamit ko, and dusting of powder lang ang ginagawa ko. So, ang primer na gagamitin ko on this side of my face is the Professional Pore Primer. And ilalagay ko lang siya sa areas na meron akong enlarged pores. Now, we will be using a brush And maglalagay lang tayo. The only thing that is difficult is wala tayong pang measure. So, hula-hula tayo ng konti. We'll use this as one pump. Usually, I apply 2 pumps para makita yung buildable ability niya. So, right now, 1 pump muna para makita natin yung coverage niya. I think I have the right shade. Okay naman siya, madali naman siyang i-blend. And it's giving me a medium coverage. Alright, so ito talaga ay for oily to combination skin because some of the dry patches that I have, medyo nagsasettle siya. Hindi medyo, nagsasettle talaga siya. So that's 1 pump. This is before. And this is after. Now let's go to the second pump. That's the second one. If you are new to a foundation, make sure that you apply as you go. Kasi hindi ka pa familiar sa kanyang texture and consistency. Alright, so that is the second pump on my face. And parang nag-set siya mag-isa. Although hindi naman siya sobrang talagang fully set. Yung tipong hindi na siya malagkit. This is my before and this is the after. Mukha lang siyang maputi sa camera pero sa person, medyo pantay naman siya sa skin ko. So let's proceed with the other side. Wala tayong ilalagay na primer and magsa-sponge lang tayo. So 1 pump. Second pump. Ito yung itsura niya ng sponge na 1 layer pa lang. Actually, kung gusto mo ng mas natural finish, 1 pump is good enough. It's gonna give you medium coverage already. But to be fair with the other one and for the layering purposes, let's apply 1 more pump. Obviously, mas makapal yung coverage ng with brush compared sa sponge, but the sponge can also give you a medium coverage ng 2 pumps na flawless na tingnan. Although this is a little bit fuller looking than sponge, pero mas mukhang natural si sponge. Now, using your fingertips, apply very little and see if we can apply it as a concealer. And here. Siguro, if you're gonna use your fingers, it's quite difficult. Kasi nga may pagka-full coverage siya. So, mahirap siyang i-blend ng maramihan. You really have to work with one area and as little product as possible. Like this one, ganyan. Mga ganyan-ganyan. Hindi siya kakayanin yung typical na parang naglagay lang ng moisturizer. Hindi. It has to be very little at a time if you are gonna use your fingertips. It's definitely buildable to full. So, I must say self-setting siya, oh, kasi parang nag-set na siya. Set tayo na View Skin Powder. And slightly baking tayo on one side for us to test kung ano yung feel kapag ikaw ay super oily at nagbe-bake ka. And then for the other side, alright, so I'll finish the rest of my makeup and also the baking. The time now is 2:30. Yan, 2:30. So that will be our check-in time. I'll see you later on natural lighting and I'll show you the rest of my makeup and how it looks like on HD camera as well. This is How the foundation looks like in natural lighting on HD camera. Super plakado niya talaga tingnan. Super ganda. Parang ako naka-filter. As in talagang, although super matte din siya. Kasi kita mo yung mga dry patches ko. Ayan. Medyo na-emphasize kasi nga this is for combination to oily skin. I am combination to oily but I just finished rejuvenating 2 weeks ago. So may mga ganyan-ganyan pa rin akong eksena. Pero other than that, super ganda at super plakado ng foundation na ito. Pasensya na kayo sa ingay. Ayan, so this is again how it looks like in natural lighting on HD camera. Alright, after 4 hours, bakit po kasang CR? Ito yung itsura niya, plakadong-plakado pa rin siya, alas 7 na. Ayan. So, medyo shiny na yung nose ko, tsaka yung chin ko. Pero, I'll show you how it looks like sa HD camera. Kasi, medyo hindi masyadong maliwanag dito. Pero, super ganda, super plakado nito. Walang retouch. So, let's go to the studio. And, I just wanna share with you, pasensya na medyo maingay, na ika-4th hour, magmumukha na talaga siyang natural. As in, ayan o, ang kinis, ang ganda niya sa camera, ang ganda ng register. Ito kasi yung aking blush ay meron siyang konting sheen, kaya ganyan. Ang ganda niya talaga. Zoom tayo ng konti. Kanina, pinakita ko sa inyo ang itsura niya. Meron ng konting nagpipeek through na oil, pero hindi pa siya oily. Parang nagpipeek through pa lang siya, palabas pa lang yung oil na yan. Ito kasi may sipon ako. Tinitisyo ko siya, ginaganyan ko siya. So, medyo nabubura na siya. Yun yung laugh line ko. Pero, sa malapitan yan. Ito, sa personal, kapag meron kang event na pupuntahan, kahit 1 oras pa yung biyahe papunta dun sa event, kahit na 1 oras ka pang mag-iintay kasi makiki-ride ka lang, makiki-carpool ka lang sa kung sino yung may sasakyan. Plakadong-plakado pa rin yung itsura mo. Or, ika-4th hour siguro, 1 hour biyahe, 1 hour ka sa church, napapunta ka na sa reception, maganda pa rin tong foundation na to. Ngayon pa lang siya nagmumukhang parang flawless ka talaga in person. So, I just want to give you that update and I'll see you after 2 more hours. Hey guys, it's been 7 hours. Nakakain na ako't lahat. Ayan yung itsura niya on my face. Bukas na naman ang CR. Medyo oily na talaga yung aking nose and a little bit on the chin. So, I will show you how I look like in HD camera in the studio. Alright, it is 9:30 and this is our 7th hour check-in and medyo oily na yung ating nose. Ayan. Zoom natin. Yeah, medyo nawala na yung nandyan sa may nose ko kasi yun nga, may sipon ako, nagtitisyo ako, pero shockingly hindi ganun ka obvious yung pamumuo sa aking nose. Kasi usually talagang buo-buo na yan. Although meron ng pamumuo. And of course, yung laugh line. Dito, shininess na on the nose. And the chin. Pero 7 hours na okay pa rin ang itsura kahit hindi tayo nagre-retouch. Very natural looking pa rin siya. Ayan. So that's our 7th hour update. I'll see you guys in a while. Hey guys, I just finished a 30-minute walk. It is now 10:30, so it's been 8 hours that we have this foundation on my face. Plus, I did a little sweat. And this is how it looks like. My nose is really oily. Zoom you in. Yep, but the rest of my face is matte. So this is the only area that has so much oil. This is very less. And this is dry. Forehead is dry. Only the nose is oily. But the rest is still dry. So it actually promises to last up to 24 hours of matte finish, but I just want to show you how it looks like after 8 hours using this HD camera because it really looks nice still. It really looks awesome even if I'm not retouching and even if I sweat for 30, not really sweat, I just did walking for 30 minutes, like stationary walking. And that's how it looks like on my face. We will do blotting. We'll see if blotting will resolve this oiliness, or let's just say tissue. Let's see. There's little to no transfer. And oh my god. After nating mag-blot, ganyan lang. But chin, wala na. Ayan, normal na ulit. Ayan, zoom tayo. Ayan, after nating i-blot, parang bumalik lang sa normal. Except ito, syempre, nabawasan na yan dahil nga sa may sipon tayo. But my fine lines are not as obvious. Yes, after nating mag-blot ng 8 hours, okay na okay pa rin siya. So I think we can still continue the wear test and see until when it will last. This is how it looks like after 8 hours on just my phone camera. And it really looks great still. We did a minor blotting of oil and there's very minimal to no transfer, so this is definitely transfer proof. Yep, smudge resistant but not smudge proof kasi nga nabawasan na yung nandito ko. Hey guys, we are already on our 11th hour. It's already 1:30. I actually want to try up to 12 hours even if I am super duper sleepy, and the reason being is because check nyo to. Hirap talaga ng tingkad ng ilaw. Bukod sa meron ng mga oil na namumuo ulit, na kailangan na nating i-retouch. Ayan o. Medyo nawawala na rin yung foundation. Although, kasi, syempre, itinatouch ko yung aking chin, but they are starting to break out. Ayan. Ayan, parang nawawala-wala na siya, natutunaw na ng bahagya ang mga foundation. And it's just 11th hour, but ngayon pa lang nagiging oily yung face ko. Sa malayo okay na okay pa siya, pero yun nga, dito sa ilalim ng nose, medyo obvious na yan. Oops, focus. Yeah. Yan. Kita nyo ba? So, I think it will last up to 11 hours without retouching and just simply blotting the nose and the oiliness. This is how it looks like using my phone camera on the 11th hour. Hindi pa siya masyadong ganun ka-obvious. That's the reason why I normally use my HD camera for very close-up look. But I think we can come up with our verdict now. You don't have to wait for the 12th hour, so let's proceed with the review. Alright guys, so we are done with the 11 hours wear test, and I'm just trying to blot so that I don't look super shiny, but I think I can now give you my first impression review of this foundation. So let's start with the price. This one cost 899 pesos. It's a little pricey, though it does not actually exceed the 1,000 pesos budget, but it also is above 500, which is for me the limit when it comes to affordable foundation. However, this is not a drugstore foundation. This is also an international brand. Yun nga lang, wala masyadong advertisement ng foundation na to here in the Philippines. But because there are so many consultants, as well as the shops in Lazada and Shopee, marami na rin na nakakaalam sa produktong Mary Kay. So, I think for the performance of this foundation, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 kasi kahit na medyo mataas yung presyo niya, hindi naman siya lalampas sa 1,000. And yun na nga, pag nalaman nyo kung gaano kagaling tong performance ng foundation na to, sasabihin nyo na sakto lang yung price niya at worth it pag-ipunan. So, for the availability and accessibility, it's 5 out of 5 kasi meron siya sa Shopee, Lazada, and of course, baka yung kapitbahay mo na Mary Kay consultant, meron din ito. Kaya, for the availability and accessibility, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 now during quarantine kasi it's better that you order online and must save. For the packaging, it is a 30 ml tube bottle and it has a lot of information that comes with the box. It also has a labeling at the back ng almost all of the information that you can find from the box. So that's a big plus. However, it does not come with a pump. And aside from the fact that it's more hygienic kapag may pump, yung dispenser and mas measurable mo yung consumption mo, ayoko ng pagiging messy ng pump, ng walang pump. Ayan. So, for the packaging, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 even if it comes with a box and it has a very travel-friendly tubes. Moving on to the shade range, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 because alam niyo naman, for me, as long as it has more than a 5 shade range, I am going to give it a 5 out of 5 because marami nga tayong foundation dyan na 2 lang, 3 lang, 4 lang, like the luminous one. However, hindi naman kasi ganun kadami yung mga tao na merong dry skin dito sa Philippines, especially with our weather, kaya okay lang yon. Pero sa mattifying formula nila, it's definitely a plus na meron silang 6 shades. 4 out of 6 are actually morena shades. So I'm giving it again a 5 out of 5. For the formulation, even if water yung first ingredient, the second or the third one is dimethicone. So it's definitely silicone-based foundation. However, it has niacinamide. So it's still good for the skin and it is also good for sensitive skin type. It is fragrance-free, oil-free, and non-comedogenic. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya magka-clog ng pores mo even if you use it on a daily basis. And this foundation has an exclusive age-minimized 3D complex that is for fine lines and wrinkles to appear smooth. Skin instantly looks healthier, firmer, and younger. I think that is quite true because yung fine lines ko, most of the time, ito, obvious na talaga siya. Pero ngayon, hindi siya ganun ka-obvious. But it's the first time I use it, so I cannot conclude the fact that it is age minimizing. However, I'm still giving it a 4 out of 5 when it comes to the formulation. For the claims, medyo marami-rami tong claims nito. Let's begin with matte for oil control. I can say up to 8 hours, kaya niyang i-hold up yung oiliness ng face mo. Kasi yung nose ko talaga yung super oily among all the parts of my face. Kasi nga, meron nga akong mga dry patches here and there. Pero up to 8 hours talaga maglalast siya with oil control. Kasi nag-exercise din naman ako ng bahagya. And nagluto ako, nag-blow dry ako ng hair. Na-expose din ako sa init. Kaya masasabi ko na this is true to its claim na matte for oil skin types. So for weightless, humidity, sweat-proof resistant, it is quite true kasi it is lightweight and also sweat resistant. Kasi nga nag-walking ako kanina and hindi naman nawala yung mga foundation dito. Kitang-kita ko pa rin siya kasi nandiyan pa rin yung contour / bronzer. So meaning hindi nag-melt down yung foundation. So it leaves no oily or greasy feel after and won't settle on fine lines. It does not settle on fine lines for the first 4 hours. But kita nyo naman yung line under my eyes. Medyo obvious na siya ngayon kasi it's more than 11 hours. And yung laugh line ko after 8 hours, obvious na rin siya. However, if you're gonna look at me from afar, hindi masyadong obvious yung mga fine lines ko. Then, medium to full coverage. It is indeed medium to full coverage. The first application is medium. And if you double it up for the second layer, it is gonna be full coverage. I'll insert a clip here when I had it compared with other foundations. And makikita nyo dyan na yung kanyang coverage are similar to 4 or other 3 foundations that I have on my collection. So for the claims, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. For the application, brush versus sponge versus fingertips. Brush is if you want to have a fuller coverage, but my preference would go to sponge kasi even if sponge yung gamitin, maganda pa rin yung coverage niya. Mas natural looking and mas flawless tignan kapag sponge. So, kung gusto mong fuller coverage, apply with brush and then i-finish mo na lang ng sponge. Pwede rin fingertips, but siguro if you're gonna use it as a concealer, pwedeng fingertips, pero as a foundation, medyo mahirap because you have to work on small areas with small amount of product at a time. Blendability, it's easy to blend. The finish and texture, it's really matte, but it's lightweight matte. It doesn't make you feel na meron kang heavy foundation on. And yung layering niya, di naman siya ganun kahirap i-blend when you are layering. Kaya pa rin siya up to 3 layers. I think it just so happened that I don't want to put too much foundation. And then the actual coverage with concealer, corrector, and primer. Concealer, yes, you can actually skip it. You can use this as a concealer. I double it up as a concealer. Corrector, it depends. If you have like much reddish than this one, you really have to correct it. But this one is fading already and it's quite brownish na. So it was actually covered by the foundation. But for the primer, medyo wala naman na masyado naging diferensya. Although it will definitely be better if meron kang primer. Pero if you don't apply primer on a daily basis, on a regular basis, it's not gonna make that much difference. So for the application, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Photo ready test. I'll insert here a photo with flash photography and it has very minimal flashback. So it just added up na half shade lighter yung nakuha ko na foundation, kaya medyo maputi siya. Pero hindi siya ganun ka-striking na parang ghostly na yung aking photo. For the photo ready test, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. For the wear test, so when it comes to sweat and smudge and humidity, it is resistant only. But for the transfer, it's also it's transfer proof kasi talagang minimal to no, as in wala transfer na nagaganap. It claims to be waterproof, so I wanna check it right now. Ang laman nito, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ay tubig. Ayan. Yes, water resistant siya. Patit. Meron pa ring maiiwang foundation. It is definitely waterproof. For the wear test, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 rating. For the longevity, let's talk about this right now. It is definitely long wearing. As you can see, 11 hours na siya sa aking face and napakaganda pa rin yung tignan. After nating mag-blot, naglagay lang ako ng mas magandang lipstick and mukhang parang aura na ulit ang lola nyo. Ayan, diba? Kitang-kita mo sa malayo sa camera, nakikita mo na maganda pa rin siya from afar. So if you're gonna use it on a night event, hindi ganun malaking factor na lampas na ng 12 hours yung pagrampa mo gamit tong foundation na to. So the question is, will I highly recommend it? The answer is definitely a big yes, because it can last up to 12 hours. This is definitely a long-wearing foundation, a medium to buildable coverage foundation that will make you look like you're filtered, and it is really, really flawless looking on your skin. And it's also affordable. So if you're looking for an affordable foundation that can be used on special events, photo shoots, wedding, debut, or for a foundation that will last all night long and will keep you matte, then this is the best foundation for you. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it to your friends and family who are likely to enjoy this video as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Goodbye!